Here I am to talk about a topic. The leadership is all about showing the purpose, talking about why, and not about what and how. I'm not master in this domain. This is something I'm excited about, and I'm trying to work for the last 1 year. So I want to share that with you all. I want to start with a story. About a year ago, I had 2 cars, and I was planning to change one of it, upgrade one of it. So, as he said, it's been 21 years I've been in this journey of entrepreneurship. So, my friend said maybe you should go for a Merc. Some people said you should go for a BMW. So, I went, scouted a lot of models, took a lot of test drives. I was totally confused and thinking this is better or that is better. And in the meanwhile, I was doing my LEC. And there they were talking about know the purpose of what you're trying to do in one of the workshops. So that hit me. So I started thinking, what is the purpose of me buying a car? Let me just ponder for a while. What is the value of the driver whom I have for the last 15 years? What do I expect out of him? And what do I expect out of this car upgradation? 2 very standard requirement like anyone else was to drive, not want to drive in the traffic and not want to park in Bangalore anywhere. Very standard, typical expectation. Beyond that, I wanted to have flexibility in my life, in my daily operations, which I thought the driver and the car would bring in. Wherever I want to go, whenever I want to go. I thought that was my purpose. I wanted flexibility in my life. And with LEC, I started working a bit from home. So, for about 20 years, I went at 8:30 in the morning. Now I go a little late, now that I'm lazing out. I do a lot of thinking work at home. So which I value now as my own work. So I many times go at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But my driver had a fixed timing. He used to come at 7:45 and he had to be relieved by 6 p.m. So after 5, if I had to do anything, meet someone else, a friend or another fellow person, I had to send him back. So managing him, his lunch break, call him every day and say, today don't come at 7:45, come late because I didn't want him to waste time. I just realized it was exactly opposite to what I wanted, flexibility. He was bringing rigidity into my life. So he was not a luxury. He was anything opposite to it. And as this thinking was going on, incidentally, he took 2 weeks off for his brother's marriage. So I started moving around in Ola and Uber. Suddenly I realized there was flexibility. I didn't have to manage anybody. I could go at night 10 o'clock. I didn't have to worry about his working hours. Obviously, no driving or no parking was taken for granted. Today also I came by Uber. Because for my purpose, that was serving. I'm not advocating that's the right thing to do. Then I started wondering, why is that I was looking for a Merc or a BMW? Because that's what most of them did. Everybody did, everybody suggested. So I also wanted to do, thank God. I stopped and sold one of my cars. Today I have only one left, only to go with my wife and children occasionally, or to keep the battery alive, so it won't go dead. And whatever I pay for Ola and Uber is a lot lesser than what I pay as my driver's salary also. Though that was not the intent. My intent was flexibility, and I got it otherwise. This short story I tried to say, many a times we do a lot of activities in our business, without thinking about what is the purpose behind it. We do it just because others do. Whether it's social media, X, Y, Z, we just do it because everyone else does. Could we just pause and think, what is the purpose for me? I'm not talking about others. What is the purpose for me? Why for me? Is something is where we could probably go ahead with. That's how this topic comes. And in my school, when I went with this spectacle of purpose, I saw an activity, a beautiful activity was happening. And I called the top 4 people, the principal, 2 vice principals and the chief coordinator, and asked, what is the purpose of this activity? Believe me, all 4 of them told 4 different purposes for it. And everything was noble, huh? Everything was noble. Nothing wrong. But I just realized, okay, they are not in sync. Because we don't talk a lot about the purpose, we talk about the activity itself. It was a very big thing for me to know that, okay, maybe each one is pulling against each other with a lot of hard work, and retarding everybody's growth overall, maybe, though for right reasons of their own. So I had to pause and say, okay, I need to really work on purpose of every activity I do. And when I was thinking about that, a bigger question came up. Forget the activities. Why does your organization exist? What is the purpose of it? Am I aware of it to start with? So till the time I don't know that, let's not get into other activities like why do we do PTMs, why do we do XYZ. And that's where a concept in LEC called golden why came into picture. Where I had to sit with Balaji to discover what is something which I like. I had one big question in me for about 1.5 decades, which got answered. And that question was, though as Anup introduced by saying, at the age of 21, he passionately opened the school, something deep in me was telling, if it was not school, if it was a restaurant, or if it was something else also, I would have equally enjoyed and probably be equally successful. This was one line for about a decade plus, which used to keep coming in my mind, which sounds like audacity. It's kind of trying to say whatever I would touch would have turned into gold. That kind of audacity. So I never vocalized it anywhere. But something deep in me was telling, it was beyond education, something else was pulling me to put the hard work. Beyond education, something else was driving me, which I didn't know what. Then with that session of about 2.5 hours, I discovered when I believe in somebody, my belief will be rubbed on them and they achieve because I believe in them. And their achievement gives me a lot of kick. That's how I am made. That's something I love. My mentor is my mentor because he believed in me. That's all. He believed in my capability, so I made him my mentor. I have believed in so many people and made them achieve. They feel they're grateful to me, but I got a lot of kick out of it. And this niche thing, from where the line came, I believe and you achieve, made a big difference to me because I got a clarity. Yeah, maybe I would have really been successful even as a restaurant owner because I would have believed in the chef, I would have believed in the waiter, and I would have made them achieve because I get the kick out of it. And their success in turn would decide my success, obviously. Once I got to know that, in Balaji's words, an entrepreneur plays the game what he likes to play. So if I like the game, I believe you achieve, that is the game I would be playing in my profession as well. So I took the mic and made very loud and clear to all my colleagues, 400 odd colleagues, this is why the organization exists. We believe in human potential, whether it's colleague, we believe in teachers and staff, so that they achieve big in life. A teacher who came as a Montessorian is a director today. A teacher who came as a first standard teacher is a principal today. This is because we believed in it. So very similarly, teachers believe in the students. This is the game we are in. We are not into schooling. We are in the game of believing in human potential. Made it so loud and clear in multiple ways that if you catch hold of any colleague today and ask, why does this school exist? They say, because we believe in human potential and people achieve it. Gave the clarity of purpose of organization to everybody. And no doubt, we spent more time discussing about the purpose of whatever we do than what we do. In LEC, we have one tool called GSS, Golden Strategy Square. Sounds like a jargon. It took 2-3 months for me to by heart it actually. But what we do is, we first decide what is the purpose of any activity we do. And under what guiding principle do we want to achieve it? Because things can be achieved otherwise either. What is the guiding principle through which we want to achieve it? With what people we want to do that? And how does the result look? We try to describe everything so that we are very clear before we start the activity. And I feel organizations don't really exist for making money. Organizations make money, they need to make money, but they don't exist just to make money. It's like we are alive because we are breathing, but we are not alive to breathe. We eat food to be alive, but we are not alive to eat food. Organization needs money, but its existence is not only for money. So it should be something more, which once each of us are clear of it, then we may be able to vocalize that to everybody. There was a beautiful story. A honeybee, it looks like it is meant to collect honey for we human beings. if you look at it, it spends its whole life so that you get 2 spoons of honey. But in reality, it has a bigger, loftier purpose of pollination. It is helping the pollination happen between 2 plants for which vegetation exists and human being exists, because the huge job of pollination, what it does, that is the actual purpose. Getting honey is an interesting byproduct. Making money is an interesting byproduct, wishful byproduct. It's a need. It's not the purpose of it. So I feel organization is like a cruise. There are so many people working, some in the kitchen, some serving, some in the engine. But there is that captain. Each entrepreneur is that captain who is navigating the cruise towards the purpose he has envisaged. If 1 degree change in the purpose, it will land in a different shore. So that is the role of each entrepreneur here. If that is the role of each entrepreneur, then you and I should largely be talking about the purpose of any activity we do and not about how to do, when to do, where to do and stuff like that. So today when I delegate a work to any of my colleagues, if I use the word I'm delegating a work, I do not delegate a work. I delegate the purpose of that work. I don't delegate that work. And the beauty is, when I delegate the purpose, they get the clarity of the direction. Then something very beautiful happens. Each of them will have liberty to choose their own way of achieving that purpose. They don't have to do the way I want them to do. As long the purpose is achieved, I am happy. And they get to play their game to reach that purpose. So that's one beauty when we delegate the purpose. And second thing, when they know the purpose, they will not bother us every time calling. Because whenever there is a mission to be achieved, there will be a lot of hiccups and boulders on the way. And every time an entrepreneur is bothered, sir, there is a problem, what to do, there is a problem, what to do. Now that they know where to head, they will try to maneuver it, they will try to navigate it, because they know the direction. So can we speak largely on the purpose? Can our mouth mostly keep speaking on the purpose? Can we keep hearing when somebody is trying to talk about it, what is the purpose they are trying to say? When we look at something, can we see whether it's heading towards the same direction of purpose or not? Can we all the time wear the spectacle of purpose is the message which I want to give. I want to end it up with a small silly story. Me and my wife a few months ago wanted to go on a vacation. Every time we brought up the topic, it led to an argument. We wanted to go on a vacation, and every time the topic came up, we had an argument because I was not in agreement with the destination she was telling, and she was not in agreement with the destination I was telling. Then I wore the spectacle and thought, let me think about what is the purpose of vacation for me and what is the purpose of vacation for her. And I realized she was bored being home, nursing the children. So she wanted to go and explore places. I was very worked up working day in and day out. I just wanted to sleep. So we had 2 separate purposes. Once the purpose was out, then it was very easy. 2 days on the beach and 2 days we'll go around. So 4 days, so it's very easy. So many options came out because the purpose was clear. So if we discuss on the purpose and not on what to do, I think things will be a lot clearer. So this is the only message I wanted to give. Thank you.